Have you ever wanted to read or learn about Greek mythology, but you have found that every other book, every other website that you've gone to, all the YouTube videos that you've watched are all so boring? Might as well just put it in a nursing home to put all those grandma and grandmas to sleep. Now, allow me to quell and help you with your satisfaction. You see, there's this fun little book that I've been reading, and I would very much love to find you reading this book as well. If you don't know it already, this book is called Percy Jackson and the Greek Heroes. Percy Jackson and the Greek Heroes is a sequel to Percy Jackson and the Greek Gods. Now, as the name implies, Percy Jackson and the Greek Heroes is a story. It's a mythological short story where it tells you all about the trials and tribulations that has gone through by many of Greece's famous heroes. Heroes from Heracles to Jason to even the likes of Phaethon and Otrera. Now, before I dive into what this book is, before I try to convince you how good a book it is, allow me to tell you a little bit about it. Percy Jackson and the Greek Heroes come from the famous series called the Percy Jackson series, a world filled with wonder and brimming, where the mythologies, the gods, the heroes, the famous stories are very much real. Now, in this story, you have Percy Jackson himself, the main character of this universe, telling you all about the trials that the Greek heroes have gone through. Now, to those who have not yet read it or don't really know much about Percy Jackson, you might find it confusing. You might not know what it's about. Although context would be required, I would very much recommend read the Percy Jackson series. You can still go into this without much thought, because you'll find that when you read this book, it's you'll find yourself having a lot of fun. From Percy Jackson's sarcastic humor to him making dry comments on the choices that were made by said heroes. Percy Jackson and the Greek Heroes. Now, before we do that, as you can see from the cover here, it's not a thick cover, because if it is, my wallet would be very much dry, a lot drier than it is. Luckily, I only had the, what do you call it? The thin cover, not the thick cover. And this book is pretty old, I would say, being released in around 2017 or 2018. Now, this book is a very fun read, and you'll find that it's something that you indulge yourself in from time to time, either having it as a serious read to something that you just want to read on your pastime. It doesn't matter, because there is no set story that will follow. There is no set storyline, because every hero story that you're going to listen to, all of it are in their own timeline. You'll find that there's a story about Heracles. Then, you'll find stories about heroes like Perseus, the first Greek hero. None of them have matching timelines, so it's okay if you want to stop and then read it, and then just skip the story, skip certain stories. While it may not be the #1 bestseller book or the #1 highest rated book in the fiction category, I can, however, tell you that it is one of the best books in the mythological section, because you can ask a lot of people and they will tell you, yes, I have read Percy Jackson. You cannot, I bet that you cannot find anyone who is into or interested in the mythological world they don't know about Percy Jackson. More often than not, they will, because to most, Percy Jackson is the gateway to them learning and immersing themselves in the mythological stories. them being historians themselves. But those guys are boring, so we'll not talk about them. While I would say this is a great book, there are still books who are better out there, such as American Gods by Neil Gaiman, or other stories out there that I've been planning to read, but not yet. So we'll put a pin on that, and you'll find it's not that expensive. Let me tell you. Now I bought this at a bargain bin, so it's only like 5 ringgit. So I don't think you're gonna get that up too much. Regular prices would go around from 34 ringgit all up to around like 40 ringgit. That's how expensive this book is. I'm not even talking about the entire series. This book is one of my favorites because before reading this, I've only read the Percy Jackson series, his adventures on the coast. Reading this one, it allows me to really immerse myself in the mythological world, learning more about heroes that I don't know about, such as Phaethon, the son of the Titan Helios. Now, of course, you don't know about that. I hope that piqued your interest. Or like Ortrera, the woman who started the Amazonian tribe, a bunch of female warriors. Everyone knows about Amazons. Everyone knows about Hippolyta. Everyone obviously knows about Wonder Woman. But no one really knows about Ortrera. And from this book, I was able to learn about her, to know more about her. I highly recommend reading this book, and I highly recommend those who are watching to read and find and read this kind of book, because they're fun, and the creativity from Rick Riordan is just something else. Rick Riordan is one of my favorite authors out there because of his impressive storytelling, his creative way of showing you the world of Percy Jackson in the eyes of many different heroes and individuals. If you're not a fan of Greek mythology, it's okay. You can just pick up this book as just a fun fiction read. You don't have to learn about Greek. You don't have to force yourself to learn about Greek mythology. And I would rate this book highly at a 4 out of 5 stars because it's just that fun. I've never had more fun learning about Greek mythology than reading through this book, because that's just how great the writing is. And honestly, I would love it if there are others who go out there and buy it. Now, in conclusion, I would say I highly recommend this book, and I would love it if others out there would also enjoy it. If you don't, it's okay. Search up Google or Bing. If you use Bing or Firefox, it doesn't matter. Although you are condemned to the deepest depths of hell if you use Bing. So, anyways, you will look up Percy Jackson and you will find it's one of the most influential and best stories best books out there. There's a movie, but we don't really talk about that, so don't worry about it. And really, read the book. I highly recommend you do it. It's fun, it's immersive, and it's great. See you all next time. And this book also has many other things, other uses. If you don't want to read it, that's fine. This also works very well as a projectile. What?